Feels weird and also good to be back. But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Mets Central. Will it feel good to be back for a while? I don't know, but all I know is that I am back. And the Mets win 7-1 over the San Diego Padres. Before we jump into the recap, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially for Met fans. And turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel. And yeah, got back from vacation. Also dealt with COVID over the past week. So that was 2 thumbs up right there. That was fun, but... yeah, I've been keeping tabs in terms of what's going on with the Mets, of course, because right now it's just how could you not with the fact that they're in the wild card race, and a game like this was a must win, and this series is a must win, and unfortunately they dropped yesterday because, man, would it have been nice to just have been like, all right, you wrapped up 3 wins to by the end of tonight, I'm saying, and if they won yesterday, it would have been nice to be like, all right, you got 3 wins. If you lose tomorrow, it's... sucks, and you would like to just get the sweep at that point, but you also are like, all right, at least they got the job done. But regardless, I'm happy with the fact that they got the win because these games are huge, and I don't think that takes a rocket scientist to figure it out. Francisco Lindor backpacking the hell out of this team still nonstop. I mean, I had this feeling, and we'll get to it, but I had this feeling that he was going to do something special tonight. But let's jump into everything. First inning, the Mets actually just capitalized early on King, sort of because a lot of that was because they had a little bit of just a tad bit of luck on their side in the first inning because Lindor would fly out, Vientos and Nimmo both would walk, and then Alonso gets a double, but it's a weird double that went off of the third base bag there. It ended up scoring a run. 1-0. I will absolutely take it. That's all I know. Martinez strikes out, Winker walks, and then Marte strikes out to end the inning, which it really sucked, those 2 strikeouts, because Martinez, that pitch, he shouldn't have swung at that pitch, and then Marte just caught looking, was pretty bad. Bottom of the first, 1-2-3 inning for Peterson. Top of the second, 1-2-3 inning for King to rebound there. At least Lindor, though, worked a quality at bat there because the first 2 at bats were just non-competitive that inning. Bottom of the second, I cannot believe I watched Jesse Winker make a highlight reel catch, but here he is, running to his left, just snagging the ball out of the air from Jackson Merrill before he could get a base hit there. And outside of a walk to Donovan Solano, another fine inning for David Peterson. The Mets would go down in order, though, in the third. So would the Padres. We go to the top of the 4th inning where Martinez would strike out, Winker would ground out. Little did we know this was going to turn into a special inning because Marte would get a single. Alvarez gets on thanks to an error by Machado at third base. McNeil gets hit by a pitch, which King was up 1-2 in the count on that. So that really made it bad there for the Padres. And then Francisco Lindor, when he came to the plate, I had this vibe that, quite frankly, I mean, I never really get, I'll be honest, as a fan of teams that have not won jack shit, I am so accustomed to just expecting the worst to happen in every scenario. But when Lindor stepped up to the plate, I had this vibe that he was going to get a grand slam there, and he did just that. 5-0 MVP chance on the road for Francisco Lindor, which was really cool to hear. Mark Vientos would strike out. We go to the bottom of the 4th where Profar would ground out. A little bit of a bloop single there for Bogarts. Machado would fly out. Solano would fly out. We go to the top of the 5th inning where the Mets go down in order. Bottom of the 5th, a little bit of trouble for Peterson. His first bit of trouble. Merrill would fly out. Then a single by Higashioka. I'm surprised the Mets challenged it. Peterson with actually a nice play to get over the first. It just Pete couldn't stay onto the bag. Granted, that means the throw wasn't that great because it was away from the bag, but still, they ended up reviewing it. He ended up being single there. Then a pass ball moved Higashioka over. Bryce Johnson would walk, McCoy gets a single, and then thankfully Peterson, though, gets out of the jam as Arias would ground out, Profar would ground out, and we go to the 6th inning where the Mets, Alvarez got on through another error, but that's about it. Nothing else really happened there. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, though, where Peterson, 1-2-3 inning, which was nice, and there was a little bit of a change, of course, defensively because Bader pitched hit before, so he ended up coming into the game there. Then in the 7th inning, Lindor, another home run off of Matsui there, gets it from both sides of the plate, 6-1. The rest of the side strikes out, but nice to get another run there. Bottom of the 7th inning, Merrill singles, and then The next 3 outs come fairly easily for Peterson. We go to the 8th inning where Bader ended up getting a home run in the inning, 7-1. And outside of that, a ground out from Martinez. Prior to that, Marte flies out, Alvarez lines out, but Harrison Bader, who was like in an 0 for 20 skid there, it was nice to see him get a home run. He really needed that. And then Taylor came in to play defense at that point. And I am glad that Mendoza gave Peterson a shot in the 8th inning. There was no reason not to, especially because save your bullpen as much as possible. Why not? Arias would pop out. Profar hits a double. And then that's when the plug was pulled there, which made a lot of sense as Nunez comes in, returning from the injured list. It is so beautiful to watch Nunez come back. There could be an argument that it was stupid to use Nunez in a 7-1 game. And to that, I say yes and no. And the only reason I say no is I do feel comfortable. Normally, I'd be pissed off about it, but the fact that it's his first outing since coming back from the injured list, I really don't hate the idea of, gradually letting him get back into the swing of things here and getting himself, getting a feel for everything again, which he got the 2 outs fairly easily. He did have that balk there, but outside of that, I mean, he was looking like Denno Nunez did before he got injured, which, again, huge boost for this bullpen if that's going to be the case, because now all of a sudden you have Nunez, who could give you, maybe more than 3 outs every now and then, like he did tonight. You have Budo, who could give you more than 3 outs more times than not. And then you have Diaz still back there. Like, this opens up a huge avenue for the bullpen. Maton could get high leverage outs. All of a sudden, your bullpen has a lot more depth than it did before. And to Brazoban, see you later. I'm honestly fine with the fact that they sent Brazoban down, considering how poor he's been his last few outings. And I was excited about the move at the deadline, considering his underlying numbers and stuff and everything. But again, he wasn't giving you good enough outings. At that point, you had to do it. I'm shocked Ottavino is still here. It is what it is. Nunez, though, ended up looking great. The Mets went down in order, but Nunez in the 9th, he allowed a single to Higashioka. Who cares? The Mets end up getting the job done and winning the game. Allowed 6 hits, so they got out hit in this game because, again, Lindor just backpacked the hell out of them, honestly. Like, this game wouldn't have been... It wouldn't have been a contest if it wasn't for both the fielding errors by the Padres and both Lindor backpacking this team, because outside of that, this could have been... this honestly could have been a loss otherwise, but at the same time, maybe it wouldn't have, because you had David Peterson, who I poke fun of all the time. I'll be honest, I poke fun of the fact that I mean, the numbers back it up, that he's a little bit of a merchant of good defenses behind him. And, Lindor did make a couple good plays behind him, and there were a couple of good plays in general, like from Winker behind him. But I got to give credit when it's due to Peterson. He did really good today. Like, he was actually sharp today. Like, you just can't take it away from him. Again, you could argue with the low strikeout stuff, but he didn't walk a lot of batters, which is the biggest thing for me, because typically Peterson will do this thing where he just, he'll look like he's in control for a bit, but then he'll just start walking the park, and all of a sudden he's at 5 walks, and all of a sudden he's done by the 5th, 6th inning, and it's just infuriating. But he didn't walk a lot of batters today, which was the biggest thing, and I will absolutely take it from David Peterson. It is what it is. In terms of today, it was great. And then Nunez, he was, again, really good. That's really all there is with the pitching side of things. In the lineup, I mean, again, a little quiet for a team that scored 7 runs, because a lot of it was Lindor, and a lot of it was, walks, hit by pitches, fielding errors that helped them get runners on the base paths. But because they were 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position and left 4 on, it's not like they got a lot of guys in scoring position and on base. It's just, again, kind of a situation where they capitalized on poor defense, which I will take. I'm not going to complain, because the Mets need to get these wins as in any way they possibly could right now. So who am I to sit here and be upset about the way it's potentially being done? But yeah, that's really it for this one. I mean, Quintana versus Perez. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing tomorrow's post game. Tomorrow I might not be doing it. Might be doing it. I'm not 100% sure yet. But all I know is that Perez versus Quintana, which it's going to make me want to pull my hair out. So that game will probably be over by like 10 o'clock tomorrow as well, because Quintana's pitching. All jokes aside, the Mets need to get that win tomorrow, because these are like, this is, if you win 3 out of 4 against the Padres, that's huge. That's just huge and changes a lot of things, considering the Braves look like they're not slowing down anytime soon. And if the Padres could slow down and the Mets could pounce on that, then hey, it's another window for them to get in. And I'm not complaining if that ends up being the case. But at this point, it's just control your own destiny and hope that one of these other teams starts losing, which is all they could do. Like, a hot streak and a team getting a little bit cool could really change things. Because, I mean, we saw with the Padres to begin with. The reason they're in this spot right now is that they ended up going on an absolute tear. So, yeah. That's really all I got for you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.